Roby to throw first. Game on.
And it's Roby John Rodriguez who has the advantage of throwing first in this one, as always. First to 6 legs here. Steve McNally. Well, how's he going to react to playing on the big stage?
Well, we were talking to Paul Nicholson before this game, and he filled us in on a few
140
details about Steve McNally. He said he's a very talented player, always has been, and he gets his hobo nickname basically from the fact that he's lived like a hobo in order to pursue his darting dream.
Yeah, well, I was having a dig through the records just to see, you know, what his career path had been like. The first registered tournament I found that he'd played in was back in 2002, so 14 years ago. The Swiss Open.
100.
And I'm reliably informed by Mr. Nicholson that there is quite the story about Steve McNally and how he made it from Liverpool to Switzerland for that very tournament.
59.
For free?
For free. Well, he's skinned. He didn't have the money. So he took the train, and then he took another train. He took another train.
93.
He took 44 trains. Just jumping off before he got asked for a ticket. So he made it all the way there for free.
40. Roby, you require 110.
That was a jockey-like throw, that last one.
Yeah, almost for himself at the board, but Rodriguez didn't intend the double 18, but he needs double
103.
Just knocked him out of his stride a little bit.
Yeah, that's messed it up a little bit for Roby John. Coming back looking at 7.
83. Roby, you require 7.
It will be 3 for double 2 for the lead.
Game shot on the first leg. Roby John Rodriguez.
And the crowd roar.
Second leg, it's Steve to throw first. Game on.
Wins. He's not happy with that amount of noise. He wants a little bit more. Orchestrating his home crowd here in Austria. Still, as his opponent's throwing.
Roby is not a man to shy away from interacting with the crowd. I remember last year in Innsbruck at the European Tour event there, as it was known, the European Darts Match Play, he was riding the crest of a wave of adulation from the crowd as he made it through to the quarterfinals, only beaten by Michael van Gerwen in the end. Played some really good darts that weekend. Remember at the World Cup
45.
last year, he was involved in all sorts of crowd-baiting behaviour as the Austrians took on the host nation,
81.
Germany.
Yeah, last week actually at the World Cup, I thought Roby played very, very well, particularly in his defeat against Adrian Lewis. 103 average in that match.
Yeah.
96.
I think this young man's going places. He's not been storming up the rankings in the way that somebody like Michael Smith has. You know,
52.
Michael's got a couple of years on him. But he's been making progress, and it's been steady progress, and his development tour form this year has been very good. He has made 3 finals and a couple of semi-finals on the development tour. Made a quarter-final in the senior tour
134.
as well this year, so he's making steps forward. Now McNally not going to take out the 160. Needs to find something.
41.
Oh, that is not what he wanted. 119. He'd been better off if that dart fell out the board almost.
Yeah, it took the pressure off this shot for Rodriguez.
Shot the second leg. Roby John Rodriguez.
97. And he wants the noise.
Third leg is Roby to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, it's an equally big weekend, or if not a bigger weekend for Roby John Rodriguez. He's firmly in the running for a world match play place. And
100.
around the time when all that's going to get sorted out.
Yeah, pressure on a lot of these guys to either hold on to their spots for the match play 60. Or force their way in.
Been suffering with a bad back actually recently, Roby, and seems to be starting to find a bit 55. Of form again after a bit of struggle with that. Missed an event not so long ago.
'81. 94.
McNally's lost the first couple of legs, but he's not been a million miles away in them.
No, you can tell that he can throw a dart.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Oh,
the throw
can you?
looks all right. Looks very good, doesn't it?
82.
Maximum for the hobo, Steve McNally.
Rodriguez looking to reply in kind, and he does.
182.
Giving Kirk Bevan's vocal cords some practice, these two players. But more importantly, it leaves Rodriguez in pole position to take this
45.
leg. And the
Roby requires
45
72.
doesn't help McNally at all.
Yeah, second leg running he's done that, hasn't he? Where if he just stayed straight, he'd have been left with a much easier shot. And Roby John
40.
misses a big number, so
Steve
doesn't get a
Uruguay,
dart at tops as he was
135.
after. McNally, this could have been easier. But he'll look at the bullseye first off. Just misses, and that means he won't get a dart for
84.
the leg. 3 clear darts at
Roby
double
Uruguay,
16 for
52.
Little John for a 3-0 lead. Should be able to use that one.
Game shot
Now,
on the third leg. Roby
finds the
John
target,
Rodriguez.
and it is
Fourth leg,
3-0.
it's Steve to throw first. Game on.
Yep, Chuck Norris, Alan Norris, awaiting the winner of this one. And it's looking very much like the home favourite, Roby John Rodriguez, will be appearing again tomorrow. He's halfway there. McNally kind of waited until the crowd had calmed down a little bit. Maybe a good move.
I genuinely thought McNally was going to play in the
100.
hat that he'd walked on. I'm not sure. Have we seen anyone play in a hat before? I'm not sure if we have. So Ian the Diamond White
40.
walk on in Gibraltar with a hat that lit up. He only came with 2, though. He gave them both away to the crowd. He didn't have any left.
Phil Taylor never bought one on Blackpool Seafront along with his sunglasses.
Well,
and
he has
walked down the
walked on in
walk-on.
Blackpool
57.
with hats and this. He's not worn one whilst playing. I'm not sure what the rules are. I'll have to clarify that. I'm told you're not allowed to wear a hat on stage.
42.
Does the same go for wigs? A few lads in there who may be querying the rules on that one. Now then, McNally. Maximum leaves him a finish as well. And there it is. Steve McNally. 180s in 2 legs running now.
But this time, he's going to be first to finish whatever happens. But Rodriguez responds again with a 180. Straight off the bat. And
Steve
McNally has to have a little
164.
chuckle. But
Yeah, that's twice.
Just wants to compose himself and fire accurately these 6 darts that he's got left in his hand to clean up this 164. Because he can't do it in 3 now.
Yeah, Roby John, I mean, look,
64.
there are plenty of dart players who've had meals bigger than Roby John Rodriguez, but he does like a fight. He won't back down. There are times when he's gone up on the big stage and he's frozen. He's had very
43.
disappointing displays
Steve
a couple of times
100.
in big TV tournaments where he just doesn't feel like he's got into the match and you haven't seen the aggression from him. Oh, that's unlucky. He went tops and just slid into the double 1.
40.
But he is going to come back with 2 darts for the leg, assuming he stays straight.
Yeah, still in a great position.
140. Steve Uruguay 60.
Now then, for a first leg in Euro Tour action for Steve McNally. 20 for tops. There's the 20. It's nice and out of the way to the right-hand side. Plenty of room to the left.
20.
Going up,
Roby
Steve.
Uruguay 56.
Yeah, perhaps just a bit of big stage experience missing. And Rodriguez looking to punish and move 4-0 ahead.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Roby John
And
Rodriguez.
he's absolutely loving this.
Fifth leg is Roby to throw first. Game on.
Well, the last 2 legs, McNally has fired in a maximum, only to see his opponent fire one straight back at him, and he's ended up losing both the legs.
Yeah, there's not much he
40.
can do other than take his hat off to his opponent. Silence.
Completely deserved
60.
silence. Roxy James Rodriguez. You saw him on the walk-on. There to support his brother. Roxy James is not in the second round. He was taken out by the Undertaker, Nigel Hayden, earlier on this afternoon. We know one Austrian at least is going to be in the second round because Mensur Suljovic comes in as a seeded player. It looks very much like we're going to have Roby John Rodriguez in there as well. But we have got another couple of host nation qualifiers in action later. The fabulously named Zoran Lurchbacher. Hands down the dart player this weekend that sounds most like a Bond villain. And also Nico Mandl, a man we've not seen before. Came through the host nation qualifiers, played here last night.
Yeah, both of those in action tonight. But Rodriguez looking to be, well, the first man that wins through to the next round. And there's a little bit of pressure there, I suppose.
81.
He wants to lap it up tomorrow in front of a larger crowd, and that's where he hoped to thrive in a game against Alan Norris at
38.
After a performance the way it's going today, he'll fancy.
Well, you would think it's going to get, the support that he'll have will be a bigger factor as the weekend goes on with the bigger crowds, and potentially he might be playing in the evening when everybody's in the swing of things.
91.
McNally down to a finish, but Roby John probably still favourite for this leg just. He will be if he can find at least one treble, not that treble.
50.
So, another
36.
chance for McNally.
136, the same score that his opponent has left. Needs 2 trebles.
60. Roby, you require 136.
Well, he only shaved 60 off his score, McNally. He's already done that, Rodriguez. Another one of those. Just above.
96. Steve, you require 76.
This may have to go. Tops for his first leg on the Euro Tour, and there it is, Steve McNally.
Six-legged Steve to throw first.
And it's a break of throw as well, and maybe this is not going to be the procession it was threatening to become.
Absolutely no reaction from Steve McNally either. Just took his dart out of the board, walked casually back to the hockey, and starts throwing the next leg.
134.
Well, Steve McNally won his tour card last year at Q School, but over the course of the events that he played, he only managed to win $2,000. Now, he's already guaranteed $1,000 just for being here.
134.
So, were he to pull off what would be a remarkable comeback against Roby John Rodriguez.
40.
Significant strides, McNally.
It must settle him down a little bit to hit the double after the previous attempts at double top were
57.
Quite far away.
Just a bit of a
81.
snatch with that second dart, dragging it down into the skinny bit of the one.
Yeah, he has demonstrated that habit a couple of times so far.
100.
However, many a great player have. We mentioned Jockey Wilson earlier. Dave Chisnell, probably the leading bunch of the current players to showcase
81.
the snatch sometimes.
Not done him much harm the last couple of Euro Tour events, so finalist in both of them, beaten by MVG, and then James Wade last time out, playing some very good darts at the minute, is Dave Chisnell.
79.
Yeah, you see a major TV tournament like the World Cup, and the amount of players
70.
that aren't in it because they're English,
Maybe
and
you
Taylor and Adrian Lewis, because the type of names that you always see. Although we did get to see, like we are today with Steve McNally, some faces that we'd never seen before.
91.
Lots of fun
Steve
was had.
95.
Yeah, it's a great platform, the European Tour, for some of the guys who don't usually make it onto big stages to experience big stage darts. Well, it's not a major tournament.
Well, McNally opted to go straight for the treble 19 there. and then went for the double-double. But his target flew left to the 7-7. Rodriguez has been waiting an age to step forward and attempt this top.
43.
But if he hits it, he moves within one leg of victory in Austria.
Good guide. Oh, double 10.
And
gets it last dart, and Roby John Rodriguez is not shy when it comes to celebrating. I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, he was taking on Robert Thornton, and there was all sorts of this sort of behaviour from Roby John in front of his Austrian fans. The Thorn didn't like it.
70.
The Thorn didn't like it at all. Very entertaining.
Yeah, Rod Harrington's mentioned before on commentary that words were had with Roby John Rodriguez in the early days about his on-stage antics.
Not sure he's paid much attention.
123.
Good on him, I'm saying.
Are you saying he shouldn't listen to Rod?
We should all listen to Rod, as we call it.
85.
You won't listen to him this weekend because he's not here. You instead, Chris. Now then, McNally coming downstairs for the 177. Has to settle for the 139. He's got to win 5 consecutive legs here against a man who is doing his very best to summon up whatever advantage he can gain from his home crowd here in Vienna.
So from what we're told, Steve McNally's had tougher tasks than taking 5 consecutive legs against Roby John Rodriguez before. Faced with lions and tigers, I'm led to believe.
Yeah. Slept in a zoo in a tent, I'm told. I mean, this might all be urban legend, but for all I know, Steve McNally might live in a suburb somewhere in a 4-bedroom house, and this is just how he decides to portray his image. I would be surprised.
Well, that 140 leaves Rodriguez handy. And McNally's visit here is making it more and more likely that he won't be the man moving
27. Roby requires 72.
I'm afraid we may not hear the Littlest Hobo theme tune again this weekend as Rodriguez looks at 72, takes it out in 2 darts, and it's a 6-1 victory for Roby John Rodriguez. The Austrian fans have, well, one winner thereafter. They may get a couple more before the end of tonight. Roby John is through and will face Alan Norris in the last 32 of the Austrian Darts Open. We've got one more game to come for you here in the afternoon session of this Euro Tour event. And it's Frosty the Throwman, Mark Frost, against the scourge of autocorrect, Mike Zeidwijk.
Natürlich bedanken wir uns auch bei Steve McNally, the Hobo, aber natürlich gratulieren wir ganz besonders Roby John Rodriguez. Schon letzte Woche beim World Cup of Darts, trotz der 1:4-Niederlage gegen Adrian Lewis, ein 102er Average gespielt. Gestern kein Leg verloren, heute wieder souverän. Wie erklärst du dir deine gute Form?
Ich spiele zurzeit mit Spaß. Es ist nicht viel, wo ich Spaß jetzt gerade habe. Es ist vieles passiert in meinem jungen Leben eigentlich. Aber ich versuche jetzt eigentlich Spaß zu haben. Und dieses Turnier ist eigentlich für mich zur rechten Zeit gekommen. In Österreich zu spielen, die Fans hinter mir zu haben und ich hoffe einfach, dass es morgen noch lauter wird und noch mehr Unterstützung daherkommt. Ihr müsst mich bis zum Finale tragen. Also viel Spaß!
Große Ziele, aber wie gesagt, in der Form scheint alles möglich zu sein. Vorhin dein Bruder bei Roxy ein bisschen mitgefiebert oder hat man da gar keine Zeit, weil man zu sehr fokussiert ist schon aufs eigene Match?
Nein, natürlich schaut man sich im Backstage-Bereich das Spiel an. Einfluss habe ich nicht, ich würde gerne Shadim auf die Bühne gehen, aber es funktioniert, ich muss ein eigenes Spiel spielen. Wir sind beide froh, dass wir gestern durchgekommen sind bei der Qualifikation und Gott sei Dank habe ich es diesmal in die zweite Runde geschafft und wir werden sehen in Zukunft, was passiert mit den Rodriguez.
Da können wir alle sehr gespannt sein, da kommt nämlich noch einer nach übrigens. Also Im Prinzip zwei, ja, aber einer steht schon in den Startlöchern für die Profi-Tour nächstes Jahr, glaube ich. Soll es bei ihm losgehen. Eine Frage müssen wir auf Englisch machen, für die englischen Kollegen natürlich noch. I mentioned it already last week, the World Cup of Darts in a team with Mensur Suljovic. What's the biggest difference between playing single or playing in a team for your country?
To be honest, nothing, because I played the national team with a video already, and I know Mensur since very long time, so it is two person, but it is a team. So against England, we wanted to get to the team event. We didn't get through, but we wanted to get the team event to the doubles, and we might beat them, but yeah, they beat us in the singles, and that's alright.
Okay, ich wünsche euch beiden auf jeden Fall viel Glück beim weiteren Turnierverlauf. Wir danken uns beim Hobo. Dankeschön. Ich werde das kurz nochmal übersetzen, was er gesagt hat. Also letzte Woche